For science this week, we are still on the unit traits, and we are using your science literacy workbook. We are on page 79, and it is called Lenny the Lionfish. Lenny the Lionfish. And remember, we talked about inherited traits, and those were the ones that you are born with. We spoke about these last week. And we also talked about learned traits, and of course those are the ones that you learn. Two types of traits. Alright, so Lenny and the Lionfish. One hot summer day, Lenny was eating breakfast when his father entered the kitchen. His dad said, "I've got a surprise for you. We are going to the aquarium." Lenny was surprised. "You mean like the aquarium we have in my classroom?" Lenny's dad chuckled. "No, that one is just a small tank. The aquarium I'm talking about is a place where we can go to observe marine life. An aquarium is like a zoo, but specifically for fish and other marine animals." Lenny loved animals, so as soon as breakfast was over, he was ready to go. He and his dad walked to the city train and then took the train to the aquarium. There they saw many different types of animals, such as clownfish and seahorses. There was even a tank where Lenny could touch different animals and plants. Lenny's eyes were attracted to the lionfish. It had beautiful stripes and pointy spines. One of the marine biologists stopped when he saw Lenny staring into the lionfish tank. "You really like that one, huh?" said the scientist. "It is my favorite too. I am Dan." "Hi Dan, I am Lenny. What does the lionfish eat?" asked Lenny. "It eats other fish. It has inherited its own weapon system from its parents. The spines on the fish are full of venom to protect itself and also to intimidate other sea creatures. And the lionfish is a very efficient predator. It herds other fish into a corner, attacks, and swallows them whole. In fact, it can eat 20 small fish in under 30 minutes. "Whoa," said Lenny. "I just got back from the Caribbean," said Dan. "I saw a lot of lionfish there. They are causing damage to the reef fish." Lenny was confused, but the information card says that the lionfish are from the Pacific and Indian Ocean. They are far away from the Caribbean. "Good thinking," said Dan. "Do you have any idea how the lionfish could have ended up so far from home? What's your hypothesis?" And hypothesis means that it is a guess. "Maybe someone had a lionfish as a pet and didn't want it anymore, so they probably let it go in the water," responded Lenny. "You're close. We think that the lionfish showed up in 1922 due to Hurricane Andrew. We think that the force of the hurricane broke a private aquarium and it released 6 lionfish into the sea." "How can only 6 lionfish cause such a problem like the other fish? For the other fish," said Lenny. "Well," said Dan, "as I said, the lionfish has inherited traits that make it a very effective predator. And remember, a predator is the same thing as a hunter. The other fish are not used to lionfish, and they haven't learned behaviors that will allow them to escape from the lionfish. So those 6 lionfish have multiplied into a big population, causing a big problem." Lenny looked back at the lionfish drifting in the water. It was still beautiful, but now Lenny understood how dangerous a predator it could be. On your book, it has this illustration, but the illustration on the internet is one of the lionfish. Okay? All right, so let's look at question number 1. Question number 1 says, let me zoom it up a little bit. Why did Lenny's dad chuckle means laugh, when Lenny said, like the aquarium we have in my classroom, and that is in the third paragraph. So you need to ask, why would Lenny's dad laugh? Was it Lenny told a joke? He realized that Lenny didn't like aquariums. Or he realized that Lenny thought they were going to visit a small tank like the one at school. Or he realized that Lenny thought all school had aquariums. So one of those was the reason why the dad laughed, or Lenny's dad laughed. Question number 2. What do you think Dan probably does at his job? And we're going to predict by the clues in the story. Did he sell tickets at the aquarium? Does he clean the tanks at the aquarium? Do you think that he studies marine life since he knew the information about the lionfish? Or we can't tell from the information in the story. Number 3, why is the lionfish such a successful predator? And remember, predator means hunter in the Caribbean. And if you remember, they talked about that in paragraph 18. And that is paragraph number 18. Is it because the spines that hold the venom? Is it because he knows how to herd other fish into corners? Other fish haven't learned to escape it? Or is it all of those answers? Okay. And it's also, the information is also on paragraph 10. So paragraph 18 and paragraph 10. Number 4, true or false? There are only 6 lionfish in the Caribbean today. Is that true? Only 6 escaped from the aquarium during the hurricane? Is it false? The lionfish in the Caribbean probably had offspring who also had offspring, and so on. Is it false? All the lionfish are dead? Or this question cannot be answered? Alright, I'm going to give you a clue. It is not true, and yes, you can answer it. So the answer is false. There are more than 6 lionfish. Number 5, how do Lenny's feelings about the lionfish change over the course of the passage? The lionfish in the beginning is Lenny's favorite, but as he learns more about it, he understands it can also be dangerous. So is that how he felt? Or in the beginning, he doesn't like the lionfish. That's the beginning. Let me label them, the beginning and the end. Until he learns what a dangerous predator it can be. Okay, or Lenny thinks the lionfish is neat. Is that what he thought in the beginning? But he loves it even more. When he realizes it is dangerous. Is that the ending? His feeling at the end? Or Lenny prefers clownfish. Is that what is happened in his feeling in the beginning? But he learns to like the lionfish. So again, I'm going to eliminate B because he does like the lionfish. It says Lenny doesn't like the lionfish. And I'm going to eliminate D because Lenny did not prefer clownfish. He really enjoyed and liked the lionfish. Alright, so you're going to answer your questions and submit that to your teacher. And that is your lesson on traits for science.